afternoon.
Oh, yes. Hi, how are you? This is the attorney, Arkady Frekhtman.
Hi, thank you so much for the call.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm happy to help. Yeah, so let me know what happened to you.
Okay, so you're the first attorney that I watched a video of on YouTube that I saw you, and I thought you were very knowledgeable. So thank you. You really helped me kind of get a grasp on my situation. So I have had I rented an apartment very young for many years in Fordham in the Bronx, and the apartment has so many problems. I had documented leaks from 2014, I believe, from 311, and so many other terrible things with the apartment, infestation, and so many just things happened. I had renter's insurance, I was just too young and was being exploited to know my rights. Up until August of 2021, the ceiling, which leased over 10 years at least, collapsed on me when I was in bed because it was over my bed in the bedroom.
Oh my
So I was
God, I'm sorry
injured
to hear that.
and
Yeah,
all of my
so
property was damaged.
so the ceiling
I
collapsed
had,
on you, and
I'm sorry.
what was the date of the incident? I think you mentioned the date.
It was early in August, like the first week of August of 2021.
Oh, okay, 2021. So it was a while ago. It was like 3 years ago. So the case is already in suit. There's a lawsuit filed and everything by now.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We just filed for the thing. So it was a really peculiar case because I was being harassed and intimidated by the landlord. Like my mailbox was broken, my car was broken into, and I was, being a young person, I was working. I didn't have anywhere to go. I filed a claim with Allstate in order to leave, and they denied my claim for the property damage and basically gave me nothing. So I complained to the state of New York, and I got something in writing almost 2 years later. Basically, so Allstate told me to sue my landlord. So anyways, I got that documentation, and I was just continuously being harassed, going through all of these health issues. He had I had fled in the apartment, I believe. There were so many Class D violations. And then he secretly filed a case to get me evicted. So I was going to physical therapy and doing a lot of conservative treatment over the course of 2 years because I was working in Westchester County, and it did take a toll on me up until the point that I basically needed to flee the apartment because the landlord was harassing me so much. So I
Right.
quit my job. I fled to my parents' house out of state, and then I ended up, battling. I had got an attorney, and we were just going back and forth for a while, and they were trying to settle. I also filed a case for the property damage, and they were trying to settle that they were lowballing me. Anyway, at the point that I'm at now is I didn't have time to fully get everything evaluated because of the conditions I was in. I ended up filing the case in Supreme Court, I believe, good summer, in July, I believe. And I went and got checked out. And obviously, there's a lot wrong with me. I need multiple surgeries. So I just got the full MRI report. Or even when I sent you the text message, I didn't have
Oh, I see. So you just got the MRI.
radiologist
And
MRI.
what did the
Mhm.
MRI find? Did it find like a herniated disc or a bulging disc?
Yeah, so it's a lot. I'm gonna read it to you now. So in short, I have a herniated disc at two levels, C5, C6, and C6 and C7. So the doctor will do that surgery first. And then in the lumbar, there's a disc herniation, and there's a fluid burst where he's also gonna take care of that and then put a barricade. However, there's much more wrong with me. I'm gonna go to.
How old were you when the
I just
ceiling collapsed back in 2021? How old were you at that time?
So I'm 33. I just turned 33 in the summer,
Oh,
so
okay. Oh,
2021, or maybe 30 or 29.
yeah, about like 20. Okay, that's yeah. I mean, so what kind of surgery you're gonna have? Is it a full-blown fusion surgery?
So I'm waiting to. I just spoke with the doctor's office today. So the first thing he suggested was I also have another appointment with the doctor in New York in November. So I wanted, now that I have the full radiologist report, I want to go to another doctor and decide like what the best, like which surgery to have first. But he suggested those. He suggested the cervical first to take care so I can
And
recover a little bit better,
what kind of
and
cervical
then do the
surgery?
lumbar.
But what kind of surgery? Like, was he suggesting like a percutaneous discectomy, or was he suggesting a fusion, like an ACDF, or?
Um, yeah, so he suggested that uh, to do a cervical disc replacement on C5 and C6 and
Oh.
C6 and C7, and then to do a discectomy on the lumbar and then do a barricade implant.
Oh, that's a
But that was
pretty major
without.
surgery, though. That's really major surgery. Which doctor was it that recommended this?
And that was without the radiologist MRI. I had a meeting last night with a mentor of mine who went to medical school. So he obviously instructed me to get them in order to provide them to the doctor and the other one. I can send you the information. It's a doctor. His name is, he's in Texas, but the New York doctor is what I'm going to be meeting with in the Bronx. In November, and bring the MRI and the actual notes to get like a different assessment from him.
But the other doctor is in Texas. Are you living in Texas now? Is that why? Or
No, so when I was going through the situation, I fled to Texas because my family lives, they have property in Texas, but they live in Europe. So my mom had came back. So I came to Texas because I continued my studies and stuff. So I still have a place in New York, but I didn't actually, I didn't tell any of the lawyers that because I was fleeing this landlord for harassing me. And so ironically, like the moment they found out that I needed surgery, they tried to switch the case to Texas, which didn't make sense. Because they're, desperately trying to settle. But yeah, I'm in New York. I split my time. It took my mom in Texas.
Oh, I see. So now you're you're living in New York. Oh, I mean, it sounds like a good case. If the ceiling collapsed like that and it had leaks before, as long as you complained about the leaks or just the fact that the leaks existed, they should have found it and they should have fixed it on their own as long as they knew about it. That's known as notice. And the way they would know about it is if you complain about it, if they did inspections and saw it themselves, or if they did some kind of work where they caused and created the dangerous condition themselves. That's another way. But yeah, I think that's a pretty strong case. So it's already filed in the Bronx and everything?
Yeah, so, and also the thing, he's one of the worst landlords in New York. I have video. I mean, this is probably one of the worst ones because I have video that 2 years after the ceiling collapsed on me, it's still leaked. So he was fined by the city, has so many
That's
property
terrible.
violations.
Wow.
I have all of that documentation.
Yeah, well, what I could do is I could take a
look.
look, if you'd like, I could take a look at the public filings of the case. I could research it, just take a look at what's happening, if it's available. I don't know if you said it was just filed, so maybe there's not much on there yet, but they have some documents like in the public filing. So I could look that up. If you have like the index number or even under your name, I could look that up and I could,
And also my mentor who I spoke with last night advised me to get like a really strong attorney, which is why I reached out to you because it is a strong case and I have literally all the evidence and I fought them for basically 3 years. So obviously based on your videos and how you approached it, I learned a lot. So that's why I'm here because I was just referred to another attorney. I had lawyer and then they referred me to who's nice, but I really want somebody to really give it to him because it's so many years of my life. So I don't know how that works, but I am looking for a strong lawyer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We would do a great job. We're super strong and we do everything very efficiently. So we don't waste any time. We file a lawsuit, then we prosecute the case very efficiently, and we've had really strong success with ceiling collapses. So I think we could do a good job. I mean, it sounds like a big case, especially if you're going to need a surgery like that. That's a major, and you're so young, only 33. With that kind of surgery, that could be a multi-million-dollar case if it just has to be built up the right way. So yeah, I'd be happy to do that. If you wanted us to help you, I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, if you tell me, I guess I have your number. If you tell me your name, and then I could research, whatever else you wanted me to research. Like sometimes people want me to research their attorneys to see like what results a particular attorney has had in the past. If you need that, I could do that as well. And just
Yeah, I would love that. I would love, cause I mean, for me, I know I'm trying to be less emotional about it. Like I suggested to look for a strong attorney, and I watched your stuff, so I know that, I learned a lot. I would love to send you whatever you would like to receive, give you my name, and I'll send you my attorney. And if like you give me an accurate like valuation, like I'm ready to go, because this is not my attorney of over 3 years. I was working with, like, this is all new, and I just know that being that I have to go through surgery, I just would rather be with somebody that I know I won't have to worry, and I have all of the evidence, all of the video. I can literally just forward everything, and I would love to do that. So.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll give you my email. I mean, you have my cell phone number already, so you could text me. But if it's hard to text all the information, I could give you my email as well. And yeah, absolutely, I'd be happy to help. I'll take a look at the case, and then I'd be happy to help. We can definitely review everything and find out how much insurance they have. But if it's a big building, it's one of those 6-story buildings in the Bronx.
So it's 2 buildings, but he owns like 30 or 35 buildings. So I mean, he's a big time. He's in other ventures, but just for real estate, he owns at least 30 or 35 properties.
Oh wow! So yeah, so hopefully you should have enough insurance. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And what's your name? Okay, perfect. So I'll take a look and see what's filed in the court's computer, and then I'll text you my email, and you could text me any information like photos or any MRI results, and then I'm happy to help. Yeah, I could. If you wanted to hire us, I could send you what's known as, I guess we call it a client point. So it's basically a link. And when you click the link, you just fill out your name and your address and a little bit about how it happened, the date of incident. And then you click to sign. It's kind of like a DocuSign. And then we get everything back, and then we have the authority to work on the case. So it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to do. And we could get everything going with that. Trying to think if there's anything else. So you're living in the Bronx now again, in New York, in the Bronx?
Yeah, so I still have a place in the Bronx. It didn't unravel until they tried to like move I didn't reveal it until they tried to move the case to Texas to reduce the damages because they're panicking. So yeah, I still have a place in the Bronx in Fordham. So yeah.
That's interesting, but it happened in the Bronx, so how could they move it to Texas? If it happened in the Bronx, you could bring it in the Bronx. That's one of the venue provisions. It's either where someone lives or where the incident occurred. So if it's a private landlord and it happened in the Bronx, you could bring it in the Bronx. That's weird.
Yeah, it was very strange. And I bought them, so I can forward you literally not just the photos, but of course I have the new MRI reports, but I have all of the documentation. Also, all of their defenses, like that because I was fighting a property damage case pro se, and we just now like bundled it together because they were trying to get me to settle, and I just refused to, because I lost everything. So, and the videos you'll see, I mean, even after, I have videos 2 years after I was still, sleeping under a leak. So. It's a solid case. I just need somebody like aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'd be happy to help. Okay, so I'll send you my email, and then send me whatever you have, and then we'll start to work on it. I'll do a little research about the case, and then I could send you that link, or we could meet in person. Whatever you prefer. We actually have an office in the Bronx as well, so we could meet there. Whatever you prefer.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. I appreciate your time. Like I said, I learned a lot from the video. So if you, see all the evidence and you can you're excited about it, then I'm ready to go. And, you definitely understand its value. I'm on board.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much. So I hope you feel better. And yeah, let's keep in touch. We'll keep in touch, and I'll be happy to help. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And I'll wait for your email for that by the end of today.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, talk to you soon. Have a great day. Feel better.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, bye-bye.